Welcome again. Here's the second stream here this afternoon that was done live and public. Let me say hello in the chat this time. And you should be looking at my screen here for the price of Bitcoin. And I'm looking at Bitcoin Wisdom. Another thing that I use a lot is Coinigy. These are fantastic charts, way better than what you get on Poloniex, because everything all loads in everything all loads in. So when I click on the 3-day chart, it instantly switches over to the 15-minute bars and shows me that. Go to the 1 week and it instantly shows me the 1 hour bar. The 1 month kicks me over to the 4-hour bar. Nice and quick. It could be my internet connection, but really nice and fast loading. I like it much better than Poloniex, but I still do all my trading over on Poloniex, not on Coinigy here. So if you'd like, you can click on the referral link below in the description of this video, and I get a commission for everybody who joins and participates with Coinigy, and I think that's really worth it. You can also add your balances in here, but I find that when I refresh my Poloniex balance, which was changed quite a bit, okay, they've overdone their daily dosage, but it doesn't show what is on order. It doesn't show what's in lending. It doesn't really show you really what you have in your portfolio, but you can see. So it doesn't show any of my MaidSafe here. It doesn't show any of my Stellar that I have, but it does show some details here. Another program that I use a lot now is coin tracking, and I'm just starting out with this one, where you can also click through the referral link below and you save 10% on your fees here. So I really like this one because it puts in my overall daily profit and loss and shows my account balance, and this is the Faucet Guy account, where I invested faucet earnings in here and I add to it occasionally, and it's a buy and hold for 3 to 5 year account. And this is also a public portfolio that members have a link to, so you can see really detail everything about it. So those are a couple plugs for other services that I use and find really helpful. Back to the markets, I like to limit this to Poloniex, and then when I put in the filter here, BTC, it helps remove all the markets, like anything to do with Ethereum markets and stuff like that. Alright, there's a little intro. Let me go back to the chat here and ask if you have any markets in Poloniex that you would like me to take a look at. I already spoke a little bit earlier about Bitcoin prices, and that's the hot topic right now for me, because they've broken above these technical levels and pretty much trashed my theory that it was going to top here and come down, and I really wanted it to come down and hover around 750 and 750 to 900 for the next 6 months basically, and that would have made all the altcoins absolutely launch. But Bitcoin has broken above really important technical levels, and when I go over to Fiat Leak and I'm watching where in the world is all of the activity coming in, it's slowed down a bit here now, but most of the trading was coming into US here. You can see 5,000 Bitcoin, 200 or 300 in China, 0 in Canada. Oh, Canada. Everything is too nice here in Canada. We're all doing too well, where every place else that's got a worry in the world is paying attention to Bitcoin. So my question here today is Bitcoin going parabolic now? Did I get the word right? Or is this a fake out breakout? And it's important to me because I liquidated a bunch of my cryptocurrencies. And I said I wasn't going to, but I also said I wasn't going to before prices broke above this level. and that changes perspective on that when the price breaks this kind of technical level. That is a different trading signal all of a sudden, and it can turn from white to black right on a knife's edge sometimes. Litecoin, bought a bunch at $4 and at $9. I don't pay attention to the, okay, LTC, LLLL. I don't pay attention to the US dollar value, but this is a 1, 2, 3 top formation. So if I go into the 1 month view, and this is why earlier today I was liquidating a bunch of my altcoins because they were making this top formation as Bitcoin was breaching important levels, and it just didn't feel right. And so I sold and sold and sold a bunch of these. Which program is this? This is Coinigy. You can see up in the top corner, and I have a link to that in the description of this video. So this is the top formation, and if I go into the trend drawing tool here, you can see the triangle. Pardon me. You can see the triangle in that, and it's important to be watching Bitcoin at the same time. So normally I have two screens open. I have the coin I'm looking at here, and I have Bitcoin open in another window at the same time. So here's the 15-minute chart. Zoom back a bit, the 30-minute chart. You can see this trend. I really thought it was top. Now, another important thing, as it was breaking above here, so you can see what time is this, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. All day here I'm watching this going, oh, that doesn't feel right. That is just wrong. It's got, this is the fake out breakout, and then it showed more on strong volume. And I had to go and look at all of my coins, and they were all making these top formations. And so I sold out of several of them. Let me go to my order balance, order history, open orders, trade history. So I did sell out of MYR, and that was one of the last ones I sold out of. MYR, right in front of me. Let's go back to the 1 month, 3 month. Oh, it still looks like it's going to go up to me from into the 3 month view, 1 year view. It still looks like it's staging to go higher. When I go into the 3-day view, I don't know, I sold out because it was dropping down weaker and everything's looking weaker, so I sold. I sold out of Burst, and I feel like I've sort of betrayed Burst. And I'm not sure what time I sold out, but what time? 21:05. 21. Well, I don't know what time zone this one is compared to this one. But the price I sold out at was 126. And what am I looking at? No wonder it's confusing me. I sold out of Burst. No wonder that chart was confusing to me. So I sold out of Burst at 126. And it's been showing weakness since then. So we'll see if I sold out at the right time. But as it was coming down, I thought, no, I'm not liking it. It's not proving me right. It's top formation at the same time Bitcoin's going up and everything else is dropping off. Shadow coin I sold out of. SD. Back to the live chat if there's any other questions. There's no referral link to Coinigy in my description. Yeah, charts by Coinigy. LumbridgeCity.com/Coinigy. Take control of all your cryptos. And also there's another one for track all your trades. I don't know. That's I'll have to check into that after, but thanks for the note on that. any other coins you're wanting me to look at? Yeah, looks like it's going. It's always fun to watch the market live as it's doing things, but it really takes a lot of time. What do you think about Litecoin price? Litecoin already made a top formation and already gave its sell signal here. And now, if you're holding it now, let's go back to the basics, trend line. Another trend line I would call here. So you're inside a real danger zone here. And it all depends on where you got in. So if I go back to 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, here is the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. As it was doing this, I was calling and talking about Litecoin doing this. And it's difficult to trade at that time. But if you had traded at that time, now you could move your stop losses up and you really don't have to worry about it swinging around. You're in a profitable position and you're good. The thing is to look for these chart patterns as your buy signal and don't jump on when it is moving. If it's taken off, you're already too late, and look for something else that's making these chart patterns. And these days, they're all over the place, especially now that prices are all coming back as Bitcoin is mooning. That's just giving us a whole bunch of new setups and sort of maturation in these markets where they're going to mature more. So Nicholas said, I bought at 6.8. So I would have to go to LTC US dollar tether. 6.8. High five. Nicely done. And so if you're in this for the long term and you don't think this is going to be a complete pump and dump, you could be scale into your trades at the beginning and scale out when you're taking profits. So as prices are going parabolic, that is the time to be selling. So if we go into the 1 week view, now the 3-day, 1-day view, and zoom right in on what it's doing right now, in the 5-minute charts, it's hit a bottom at significant levels, a number 2, a number 3, and come back up. So it's a time to hold your breath, really. And if it crosses down below these levels, then okay, take your losses. Especially since it's at this trend line. I have to go out and change this scale. Especially since it's at this trend line here, that it's making that formation at this technical level. That's now a floor that I would be paying attention to, and I would have to just sort of bide my time in that. And I'm doing much the same in MadeSafe coin, where I'm just biding my time and I'm not flinching at this kind of drop. And if I go to the 3-month view, I bought in January 10th, and I bought in more here, and I'm not flinching on this yet. That hasn't at all broken my major trend line here, and it can wiggle on both sides of that for quite a ways before it's actually broken that trend to me. There's too much more in this market, so it depends on your feeling about the market and your stance. So this one, I didn't think of selling out of any of what I'm holding, but the other ones I quickly got rid of. With SegWit happening, I'm of the idea that Litecoin is going to be the silver to Bitcoin as Bitcoin is to gold, meaning $30 to $100 in a few months. Yep. I completely agree with all moon predictions for all of these currencies. And I bring up the example over and over again of if you had bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoin in January of 2011, it was actually 30 cents per Bitcoin. And I give the example of 25 cents per Bitcoin because the math is easier. but it was actually in December of 2010. At any rate, if you had bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoin at that time, it'd be 4,000 Bitcoin, 3 to 4,000 Bitcoin. Of course, that's worth $3 to $4 million now. $1,000 into $3 to $4 million, and all you had to do was buy it and do nothing. So in all of these currencies, I really believe that if you buy a small enough percentage and set your stop loss back here so that you're not losing a great percentage of your portfolio in any one of them, we can just sit back for the next 3 to 5 years, and all of us who have $1,000 to $10,000 in equity in here will all become millionaires. So I believe in all of those things, but I want to trade these formations and achieve that as quickly as I can. So I believe in that $30 to $100 for Litecoin. Now, another person, Hendy, asks, can you check out Strat? Woo! Sell it. I don't have any. And I was making comments that it was making this wonderful range. I think the tool is here, the parallel channel tool, where it's showing a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation inside this channel, and then it broke above it. There's a buy signal. Then the consolidation where you have to sweat it out, and then a buy signal. But after it's gone on a big move like that, there's no buying into it now for sure. This is a sell signal. Got to look for these positions for buying in. Via and Komodo. Via, I'm not sure if I did a trade in it or if I recommended it, but it was definitely showing signals here to be going long, and I might have sold out of my thing here. I might have sold out of this one. Let me check. Was it Via or maybe I didn't sell it down. Deposits and withdrawals. Nope, I do not have Via. But 3-month view. You can see these pumps here. This volume coming in, this volume coming in, the volume coming in. But now it's not a time to be jumping on. Here's where it's giving us the signal. Here's the opportunity. But it was definitely showing a nice bottom formation here in March that matched historical levels back in December. A lot of accumulation going on here. You have to be patient with these things, and you have to get into them, put your sell orders out, and then you have to sit back and wait for a long time sometimes when these accumulations are building up. So it's not time to buy in now. And in fact, of course, once it's made a move up, this is the time to be watching for a top formation and to sell out, not to be buying in. And it could keep going up forever. I don't know, but that's just my chart pattern, is that I look for those, and I can't jump onto a moving train, I say. And I literally did it one time. I jumped onto a train that was moving because I worked out of flat cars for a train, and it was really painful. A train, amazing inertia. Next question, off track here. Komodo, I don't know anything about. Markets, let me see, and I don't know the symbol for it. It's not on Poloniex, so it's not a market that I watch at all. I only watch Poloniex. Can you check NAV, Moses asks. NAV coin was one that I was doing comments on. And I do invite you to go to my channel and look up the cryptocurrency on Poloniex mega review from March of 2017, where I went through all of the markets on Poloniex and did a short clip on that. And then I broke that up into individual videos for every single one of these markets, so that you can go in and see what my comments were at the charts, about the charts at that time. And then I'm also creating forums that are going along with that, and posting my video in each of these forums, so that if you have any questions and comments, you can come in here and ask. And then if you are interested in learning more about the trading, I'll do a little self-promo here. You can take free courses over on digitalcurrencytraders.com, or there is the full paid membership that is a lifetime membership. You can also go and take this or listen to this introductory podcast that I just created, and it's on SoundCloud, and it goes through and introduces more about what the value is that you get as a full member with the course. So we zip back to Bitcoin and we see it's all doing fine. If you do want to join the course, you will get access to all of the members area where you see all of my present holdings on a regular basis, and I update my trading journal so you can see everything that I'm trading as quickly as possible. And you also get access to a step-by-step course with support materials here to help you learn all the different ways that I'm doing the trading and why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. And you can learn more about that by taking the course. So, Siacoin is the next one here that there's a question about, and I made some money on Siacoin, did some well on that, and I would recommend that everybody get your computer going and mine this stuff. It's looking like a top formation now. But it is building that I think it's going to be going much higher. Maybe temporarily it'll be pressed down as Bitcoin goes up. If you're really watching it, you could exit now and get back in, but best thing to do is sit back. If this one's doing a little range down, I really have a bullish feeling for Siacoin and for StorageX too. This was a great bottom formation here. Bought into it a bunch there. Some news came out. Fantastic. Now I'm sitting on some of it, and I do believe I sold out of my holdings in Siacoin earlier today in this account as it was making this top formation and looking soft. I'm watching. I've got the money. I'll buy back in as it hits these kind of support levels down here. But Bitcoin is not fading back here yet. It's not making a panic dump. And so I'm watching these bars here closely. Next question, Navcoin. Did I do Navcoin? I think I mentioned it, but then I didn't do it. Navcoin. Ouch. There's your sell right there. 1, 2, 3 times lower, and then fading and fading out of that. Looks like, it's just losing power. I would say that's going to be coming down from here as well. It's a coin that I recognized that I wasn't going to be purchasing into, even though it was making a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation here and looked like it was going to be taking off. I identified that I wasn't going to be trading it because it was such a crazy pumped coin before, and I don't know enough about the value of it to hold through these kind of waves like I do with MadeSafe coin. So there was the buy signals, but now it's looking pretty soft, and if you haven't taken your profits, that'd be a good idea. I agree, it's the gold rush. Interesting that website you said about the USBCs. US feel like everyone is sleeping at cryptos in the mainstream. Everyone is sleeping in cryptos for sure. This is, we are on the cutting edge. And I think we're all going to get fabulously rich. And we don't have to worry about these little wee price swings like this so much. It's great to have a trading system where you don't have to think that much. PIVX, the red-headed stepchild of Dash. I have been hearing about PIVX, and I looked at the price chart somewhere, but it's not on Poloniex, so I try to limit the 4,000 different currencies. So let's go over to charts and trends. Coin tracking has 4,296 different coins here. So PV, it's been going up rather nicely, 1,900%. Let's look at the chart. Yeah, and back earlier in March back when it was just being released, look at that, a new IPO that's actually gone up in value. I don't know, I can't jump on it now that it's moving, and even if it is going to be going higher than this, I have to look at other markets, and if it comes up and it comes back and makes a nice formation, I need to have that different formation. So maybe in the Faucet Guy account, if this was on Poloniex, I would salt like $5 into it and just leave it for the next 3 to 5 years. Because remember, $1,000 in Bitcoin turned into 4 million, so that means $100 turned into 400,000. That means $10 turned into $40,000. So if I put $10 into this in 3 to 5 years, it turns into $40,000. That's pretty agreeable. So I did nav coin. I'm catching up here. So Renzone NL. Hey there, could you please analyze XMR? I sold out of my XMR and posted it in the forums. And let's go to the trading journals. And I'll go to my trading journal. Maybe it'll zoom it up. Took profits on XMR. This was, what's the date? The 25th. So I took profits on this and reported to the membership in another video too that described why I took profits at this time. And it was because of the divergence between Monero BTC and Monero US dollar. So now I will go to the XMR chart, XMR, and I really did sell at a great time. I sold right here. And the reason I sold was the XMR USD had already made lower highs and had already broken out of its top formation and was going down. And so the divergence between one market and the other is really key when you have that opportunity. And I know that there's a way in this thing for me to add another chart, compare or add symbols. So let's go compare, I don't know how this works, XMR on Poloniex versus US dollar. Poloniex XMR US dollar. And this divergence now, line drawing tool, in the bright chart is different than this one, where we have pretty much very different formation here now, where we have higher lows in the purple, but we have lower lows in the Bitcoin XMR. So this is showing a divergence where this is going down much more than the US dollar price is. So watching for those divergences along with the top formations helps determine what to do. So again, it's not a buy formation for me. Can I clear all this stuff? How do I clear that second chart now? There. The buy formation is back in here. 1, 2, 3, bottom. Sell formation was here. So in between that stuff, I don't do a lot of that trading. I don't jump in and out of these things. I don't. I really try to stay out of those, and I really try to wait and wait and wait and wait till I find these bottom formations, and then get out of the top formation. So that's XMR as a question from. Let's pump some shitcoin. I think that all people who are doing the pump and dumps are going to go to jail. So I really avoid organizing pump and dumps. Half of my base portfolio, either a bunch of nice profit reinvested, bought some dips. I don't know if I should sell now and buy back cheaper. Should I hold on to BTS? I'm holding on to some BTS, but let's go look at the chart. There's too many things here. I'm falling behind. BTS. F. I'll do next. And XEM. Well, it's the killer to buy in when you see these big skewers down and then it makes a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. It's hard to buy in at these times. But that's the pattern you got to burn into your mind, is to look for this pattern. And once it's moving, don't jump on. It's too late. Train yourself that you're not going to jump on to something that's already moving. You're not going to stick your arm out and grab onto a car that's going by at 60 miles an hour. You're likely to get wrecked. So what's it going to do now? This is where I don't know. It gets to a point where you can't tell. So you wait for a specific kind of pattern in the market where there's a very clear fight in the market. There is something really clearly going on at this range where they're fighting back and forth. They're buying it and then they're selling it. They're buying it and they're selling it. They're buying it and selling it. It's getting tighter and tighter. Then when it breaks, all the people who are right, are doing great. All the people who are wrong now have to cover their position. And so the market really moves after a position, a pattern like that. A fight in the market breaks up. So we're seeing another fight in the market here where people are disagreeing. It's going to moon. No, it's going down. It's going to moon. And pretty soon the fight is lost. And if people are in long positions now, they have to cover those long positions. And that drives the price even further once it breaks one of those trends. So it's in a position now where I hope you're not holding a loss. What platform is this? It is Coinigy. There should be a link to my referral code below this video. Thank you, Brent. I really agree. Thanks for your assurance. Jail. Yes, indeed. A lot of stock manipulators went to jail. And all of this stuff is trackable and traceable, and people are doing these public pump and dumps where they're publicly saying, join us, and we're going to pump this thing. And so definitely not going to do a pump and dump, and I really don't agree with it. The reason I talk about pump and dumps is so that you know that the leaders are all buying this stuff, and then when they are telling you that we're all pumping it, they've already got their sell orders all stratified and set in place, and you're making them 2 and 3 times profit in every time they do that pump, and so they make a killing on it. It is a fantastic scam. So predict Bitcoin. This is where we are right now, is at the edge. Is this a fake out breakout? Is it going to crash like a maniac from here? It's not as easy for me to predict it now because it broke my chart pattern. And if we go to the 30-minute view, the 1-hour view, the 2-hour view, and we're zooming out now into the 4-hour bars and the 6-hour bar, you can see this line all the way along was fantastic support and resistance level, even going back to the 3-day view when we're going back to 2013 highs. That level was really important support and resistance all the way along, and I didn't expect that it would breach that. So when I go into the 30-minute view, I was calling this as a 1, 2, 3 top formation and expecting that it was going to plunge any minute. Every time it was doing this, I thought, oh, here it goes, here it goes, here. But it's proven me wrong. It's broken important levels, and now it's teetering and has some pretty big walls here above it. So I don't know. Is the price going to surge higher or break down? This is not the formation that I get to do well on. Instead, I'll go back to this one here, September 24th. It was my formation. It was making that 1, 2, 3 bottom and breaking higher. And I waited all that year for it to make that movement. And then I sold up here at 780. It was a fantastic sell. Made fantastic profits. Went to Brazil, had a fantastic month. And now it's not in a formation that I'm looking for buying, but because it's breaking out of these formations, I switched many of my altcoins out from altcoin into Bitcoin. And so I've been really watching now all of these coins to see if I did it at the wrong time. And I'm going to have to sign off. Time for me to go and cook dinner. I appreciate all the people watching and chatting and asking questions. I'm amazed, actually. So good luck in your trading. Let's see what happens in this after today. It's always fascinating. To me, this is almost like watching the World Cup soccer matches. It's just amazing all the time. Cheers, guys.